Michelle Prince, founder and CEO of Performance Publishing Group, making a difference one story at a time. We'll be shining the light on successful founders, entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders that are getting results and making a difference. We'll talk about how they built their businesses, are creating movements, and leveraging the power of authority in their own lives. Be sure to stick around to the end of the show and we'll reveal how you can be our next guest. Let's get started. Hey everybody, this is Michelle Prince with the Power of Authority Spotlight, where we shine the light on incredible entrepreneurs, business owners, leaders, and founders who are doing extraordinary things in their business while they're also making a huge impact in the world. And before we get started today, this episode is brought to you by Performance Publishing Group. Performance Publishing Group provides top quality, done-for-you publishing services for first-time authors. If you have ever thought about writing a book and thinking about how that book can be your business card and the greatest door opener you'll ever have, then give Performance Publishing Group a call and book a free strategy session. Just go to performancepublishinggroup.com. That's performancepublishinggroup.com. All right, let me introduce you to our special guest today, Dina Buchanan. Dina is currently the Director of Business Strategy for the High-End Client Program, which specializes in helping business owners, contractors, and entrepreneurs generate more quantity and quality high-end clients through a system that has 100% proven results. Dina is a proficient and highly sought-after real estate investor, educator, and motivational public speaker. She holds a bachelor's degree in psychology, as well as certifications for life and business coaching, NLP, and sales training and development. She's traveled across the United States and Canada, helping individuals find their true path and purpose to reach their full potential. Welcome to the show, Dina.
Thanks so much for having me. It's so great to be here.
I'm excited that you're here. We have so much to talk about.
I know.
We have some similar passions. So definitely we're going to be talking about conversion and sales and all the great things you're doing there.
For sure.
I've always also had a passion for real estate. So that's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we may have to.
Estate.
I know. I do too. And we may have to bring you back on another show just to dive into that.
We can do that. We definitely can.
Well, so talking about that, you help companies and individuals, entrepreneurs to convert, sales, basically convert prospects into sales. Before we dive into the mechanics of that, I would love to know more your backstory and how did you even get to be in this, being an entrepreneur? How did you get into all the things that you're doing today?
I've always had a passion for business. My parents always owned their own business, small business owners like restaurants and hair salons. And they were, just masterful at that stuff. So it's always been kind of like in my blood that I would always be in some sort of, self-employed profession, business owner, entrepreneur, love that stuff. But my husband and I started, we went to college, both of us went to college, got our degrees and worked in jobs that we liked, but we didn't own our time. So we were very, more drawn towards the entrepreneurial career, hence the real estate investing. That's where that came in and, had our own real estate investing business. And then that just spearheaded for me into more, more entrepreneurial opportunities. And I've always had a passion for helping other people level up. So going into more of a speaking realm, my background is training and development psychology. So I've always been a training and development director and had that passion for the business side as well. So when I started to really get to speak on a big stage about it, we started to really dive into what does it take to be an entrepreneur, a leader, an influencer, a person of influence where you can actually have a direct effect on your client's life and really shift, the ball in your court, so to speak, as well as provide an amazing opportunity, separate yourself from your competition. And that's kind of what it's evolved into for me. And getting to be in a position like this to really help business owners do that, learn these skills and pair it up with some amazing lead gen opportunities.
I love that. You and I share that passion and background in training and development. And
wow.
I didn't end up getting my degree in psychology. I started there and ended up moving into more organizational behavior and all that. So I share that passion. And there is such a need in this world. Everybody needs to,
Yeah.
as you put it, you have somebody to help them level up, whether you're an
100%.
entrepreneur or an
Yep.
employee, everyone has the opportunity to continue to grow and develop, which I love.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for all the coaching and everything that I've ever done because it's just made such a huge impact in my life.
Do you have a particular, assessments are a big part of training development. Is there one that you are more passionate about than others? I'm just curious.
It's funny. I've done them all, and
I
the more
know.
you know about them, and I know you know this, you can figure them out yourself. You like what you want, what you want the results to be, kind of thing. But I've always been a fan of MBTI, of Myers Briggs,
Yeah.
because it gets very. I mean, if you go like not even so much Myers Briggs, but it's actually really the Kiersey temperament assessment. That was the first doctors that actually did it and broke it down so that you could actually see like what, based on your score, how far you were in this category versus this category, and did some amazing experiments with those at a I was a training and development director for Equity Residential, and we
Oh.
had our own university. So we did a lot with management on how they handled stressful situations, and
Hmm.
just type out their temperaments, and you could almost assess right pretty much within a 1% margin of error what they would do.
I know. Isn't it amazing? I love all of that stuff. I started with Myers-Briggs, of course, and that was
Uh-huh.
part of my in college learning a lot about that. But since
Yeah.
then, I've really and really into disc model
Yeah.
of human
Disc is good too.
behavior. And then most recently, just recently certified with Patrick Lencioni's Working Genius assessment, which is another really cool one that's
Oh,
new
yes.
and yeah,
Yeah, it is newer.
it's fun. Anyway,
That's a neat one too. Fun
yeah,
stuff.
I know,
That's a
I
whole
love it.
show right there.
Right? We could geek out on that kind of stuff because I really do love it. But
I
I do
know.
want to talk about, so
Yeah.
you're doing all kinds of great things right now through workshops,
Yeah.
live event series and all of that. But with the point of it being teaching people how to be a person of influence and then what that really means in terms of lead generation and sales. So let's dive in there. Tell us more about
Sure.
what that is.
One of the things that we do really well at High End Client is we have a way, and it's a proven system to generate high end clients for business owners. And based on a business owner's assessment of who their ideal client is and their avatar. And what's shocking is a lot of the business owners that we talk to, they really think they know who their client is, but they
Mm.
actually, until they do this assessment, they go, "Oh, I've really been missing my target market."
Wow.
And that's a big deal.
That
That's
is a big deal.
a huge deal because most people do what we refer to as like blanket marketing, or, thinking about the big fish net that they throw out, they grab a bunch of fish. Well, you're getting a bunch of fish, but are those the fish? If you're fishing, is that exactly what you want?
Hmm.
So what we do is we help them drill down to see exactly who they want as their ideal client and speak specifically and directly to those people through their marketing, and have their social media profiles, like their LinkedIn profile, speaking also the same language, optimizing it to draw to them who is going to be the ideal client, who they can serve best and the most. I
Right.
mean, and you really up your opportunities there because if you're a real estate agent, for example, and you are a listing agent and all you do is list, but you're getting a lot of people that say, "Hey, can you help me find, can you help me, find my house?" Well, they specialize in selling houses, right? So really getting super clear on who you want to help, and down to their personality traits, you can even
Right.
get down to with this. So it's a very, very powerful tool. It works 100% of the time when you do what we tell you to do with it.
Hmm.
And so that's a great thing. And the other side of that is, well, once you get these people in front of you, like, how do you talk to them? How do you really,
Mm.
how do you master your influence? Like, how do you be the master of influence? How do you help them get to a place where they're making a great choice and it's a win-win?
Hmm.
How do you serve your clients at a higher level to separate yourself from, your competition or whoever else is out there doing something similar? What makes you stand out? um, and attracting those right people to you? There's plenty of clients out there. I know business owners might not think so, but
Yeah.
their ideal clients are there. They probably are talking to the wrong people or
So
some of the people.
are you teaching them how to reach out to them, like through social media, or is it more how to build the copy so that you're writing to, or all of the
It's
above?
actually both. They can, and, your profile is going to attract, a lot of people in,
Hmm.
and who you have in your database. We work with people on that. And really just getting it customized and optimized to talk to those people. And then the
Mm.
messaging, teaching you how to really message your target audience, the things you should be saying that are going to attract those right people to you. So it's
Mm.
both, right? It's you want to
Yeah.
have almost like a magnet, and then you want to have, some more messaging going out there. And we even get as big as creating a hero story,
Hmm.
your story and how that can resonate with your ideal clients, as well as creating evergreen webinars that are perfect communication for how you want to um, really speak to your target audience that's going to draw them to you. So that keeps going when you're sleeping, like it brings
Yeah.
you leads when you sleep. So pretty amazing system. We are so excited. We constantly are, improving and evolving and adding new things in, and some AI tools that make
Uh-huh.
things go even quicker. Um,
Wow.
so really fun stuff. And the cool thing is it's not intimidating. A lot
Mm.
of people get um if you're a salesperson like myself, and more, social, I'm not necessarily the most or wasn't the most high tech individual.
Right.
But through our process, it helps people really, understand that, you don't have to, you know, have all those necessarily. We can show you what you need to do in a very simple, easy way that's going
Hmm.
to help you get all these things done, because your competition out there, especially the younger kids, right? There you might be the better closer, but they're gonna outperform you as far as lead gen every time if you don't.
Mm.
So
So it sounds like that's not the most important thing, but the most important thing first is the lead generation, right? And you said something, magnet. So
yes,
getting your profile set up, and
first
then
things we do is identify who your target audience is and help you get yourself optimized and set up your message.
okay. And then once that's in place, then do you help them for as far as like the conversion part of it? So somebody raises their hand, and says, "Okay, I'm interested. What now?" Do you?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say, okay, we've got sales scripts and tools in our system, but one of the things that we started doing at our live events, which we just started launching, is really leveling up presentation skills. So if a business owner is going to go present to, let's say, a group of
Hmm.
customers or clients, what does that look like versus a one-on-one?
Mm.
Same skills, similar skill set, but there is an opportunity here to really level those skills up and be a, a master of influence over an audience.
Mm.
And I speak and teach across the country probably every other week. Um, so at a live event for 3 days, and we do, so these skills are things that I use weekly
Okay.
and in my business, and teaching other people how to do it as well as
Hmm.
doing it myself at a high level.
Okay.
So, and
Oh,
it's
that's
definitely
fantastic.
been um, it's a huge skill set to have from a standpoint of really being able to convert a group at a high level too.
Mm.
Very powerful.
Yeah. Much easier. I always would say easier to sell one to many than one to one. Just think about that. If you have to,
It's true. It's true. And
yeah.
and just getting that master over the audience, and again really helping them level up their performance when they're at these appointments or these presentations, because
Mhm.
we know, people will do business with who they like, know, and trust. And
Right.
so creating that environment within, a few minutes can be challenging,
Yeah.
right? Especially if everybody knows that you've got an agenda going in, you're trying to sell your product and service, and that's all true, but it still can be fun. It can
Yeah.
be highly influential, and it can be highly profitable with those skills.
That's so great. You mentioned AI a little bit ago, and I'm curious how, so sales usually is such a personal kind of thing, but how do
Yes.
you see AI impacting salespeople or the sales process going forward? And it may be in place today, but what do you
Yeah,
anticipate?
I don't ever see AI completely eliminating a personal sales relationship
Yeah.
because you know, it is limited to
Hmm.
what information is in front of it and it's available. What I can say, though, that I think is impressive is how quickly we can create a webinar, how quickly we can create a sales script or a message that we want to send out, a blog, a letter, things that for a salesperson, if they have to work on that,
Yeah.
all the time, it's like paperwork stuff, which is not necessarily our forte.
Yes.
So for people like us, this can be very magical. When you understand the limits of the application and what it can and cannot do. It'll never take the place of you. It'll never take the place of your personal touch and the way you treat people and the way you speak to people and having those types of intangibles, but it can enhance what you do from a marketing perspective and,
Yes.
communication.
I love that. So we get most of the clients that we work with on the publishing side of the business. We work
Yeah.
mostly with entrepreneurs, founders, and leaders that just take their core message, whether it's on the stage or on a podcast, and get that in a book, just as another way
Right.
to touch people. And what a lot of them are like us, they're entrepreneurs, and so if they're getting leads, a lot of times it's through referral. I
Yes.
mean, I think about my own business. A lot of our business comes through referral. So
Sure.
how could a business owner leverage the tools that you have without it being about them? Because a lot of times it's, especially when you're the CEO or the owner of this business, people are referring people to
Uh-huh.
you, not as much sometimes
Right.
as the whole company. So how any
Yeah.
suggestions there?
Absolutely. When you're looking at like a referral coming in, we get a lot of business owners, by the way, that have the same thing.
Same, I know.
It happens. It's part of the world we live in, right? So
Yeah.
somebody knows me and they say, "Hey, I want to become a better salesperson, or I want to take
Mhm.
your training on, you know, sales and influence, or whatever the case may be." But I might not be the one that's teaching it, or I might not be the only one
Mhm.
that's teaching it. It might be somebody else that's going to be running their breakthrough session besides me if they're calling
Right.
for a breakthrough session. And so the most important thing is that I share with people is because we created a system based on what has made us, if I'm the CEO, me successful,
Hmm.
my business partner successful. And because this is a system and we've dialed it in so well, we can have other people communicate and get you the same results as you would get if you were working with me individually. And
Mm.
I usually tell people, I'm the director of business strategy, but I'm not going to be on taking all the business
No.
strategy sessions or the breakthrough sessions. I do take a few
Sure.
because I always like to keep in the mix with things here with everybody's,
Yeah.
everyone's saying what's going, the ways we can improve. And that's how you learn is to keep a finger in it. However, if your process is solid
Hmm.
and and you've got a system that is going to do it, this is why we love systems, right? This is
Yeah.
why we have systems so that we can
You
grow
can
and we
be
can scale up.
replicated. Yes.
Yeah. You can't scale your business
Mhm.
if you're the only one doing everything. Every business owner needs to know that. It's the goes back to like the E-Myth book
Oh
that
yeah.
Gerber wrote,
Yeah.
E-Myth Revisited, technician, entrepreneur, manager, the difference between them,
Mhm.
one can scale, the rest cannot.
That's
So
right.
they limit their income that way.
I don't think it's launched yet, but I actually interviewed Michael Gerber a couple
Oh,
weeks
did
ago.
you?
Yeah, on the
Oh,
show.
he's so great. I
He's
love him.
incredible, and there's
Really
just
is.
so much to that. But it's just so true that as much as every business owner is a salesperson, whether you like it or not,
For
you
sure.
are representing the brand. But you can't be that. You can't be the only one, and that's where those
Can't be
systems
everything.
can't be everything. Yeah, or you won't scale. So I love that you
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
Um, two other questions. I know we were getting short on time, but what industries does this work best for? And are there specific industries like the process that you're teaching in these
Uh,
workshops?
yeah,
Are they service businesses? Are they coaches, speakers, authors? Are they, yeah,
every
what would you
business,
say?
every business that needs leads, every business that talks to clients,
Oh, wow.
every business. That's the thing. Everyone thinks that, whoa, this is a sales, or you're teaching a sales skill set. But like you just said, everyone must sell. I took
Yeah.
a training class with a coach of mine, Blair, and he said, everyone sells. The person that answers your phone
Hmm. Hmm.
is selling.
Yeah.
We're creating an experience. So anyone that has a need for leads, any business that has a need for clients and how to work with them.
Which is everyone. If you
Everyone.
don't, if you say you don't want leads, then you're not listening. So
Yeah.
it's just the way life works.
For sure. For sure.
So the show is called The Power of Authority Spotlight, and there's a reason behind that. I wrote a book called The Power of Authority a couple of years ago, and it's a play on words. You can't spell authority without author. So I happen to believe that one of the best ways to build your authority, build your influence, is by sharing, the core of who you are, your core message in a book. But it doesn't stop with a book. I mean, podcasting and speaking
Sure.
and consulting,
Yes.
all of those things, they all go together. But what have you seen work? Meaning, like when you're building your authority for your business as the owner, but also as the company, what else is working today? Because things have shifted and changed over the last few years.
They really have. I think, you know, getting your message out there in any realm is so huge,
Mhm.
and social media is one way, podcasting is another way, books, blogging, all of those things. I think the most important thing is to keep consistency
Yeah.
with your messaging across the board. And really being able to, take that message to the next level. If I was speaking in a room like this weekend, I'll be in Long Beach, California somewhere, and I will have in front of me, a couple hundred people and really promoting the message of entrepreneurship and
Mhm.
mindset and what it means to really be a business owner and embody that, from top down, from skills, from hard skills to, like what you can provide to your soft skills, to
Right.
how you talk to your your team, your
Yeah.
clients, the people that you meet, like how everything that we do, and this is really the most powerful piece about being in authority and being in
Mhm.
charge, is everything reflects upon who you are, right? So your
Mm.
reflection and your reflection is going to roll down like you're looking across a lake, right? So
Yeah.
you living that message, being that message, um, authority isn't boss, right?
Yeah.
And sure, that's something you covered because it's just about being powerful and
Yeah.
empowering others to also be powerful in their area. I think that's
Absolutely.
the best message you can give.
Yeah, we inspire others when we level up, when we become the best that we can be, and we share what's worked. And guess what? What hasn't worked either. I think we can all learn something,
Oh my gosh, totally.
from somebody.
For
Wow.
sure. For
Well,
sure.
there is so much here. So these events, and if somebody wanted to learn more about them, tell us a little bit more how they can do that, and this
Um,
assessment too of how they can do this assessment.
Absolutely. Yeah. So go to highendselling.com and you can book into one of our live events. You can also book a breakthrough session if you want to have a one-on-one breakthrough session about your business. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It's a 60 minute assessment. So you'll be working with someone who is a business strategist who is using our system, and they'll help you break through what's maybe keeping you stuck.
Yeah.
And I think the more open you go into that session, the more powerful it will be for you. Just be really open to, answering questions and looking deeper and finding a little more out about yourself. And I think that's how we grow,
Hmm.
because somebody from the outside can look in and see things differently than when we're standing in the middle of it, right? So we
So true.
know what's going on, but that extra pair of outside eyes really can shine a light.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And if you really do truly believe in the message and what you're doing, and what you are helping people with, then you owe it to your customers, to your
100%.
clients, to really build your brand and get yourself out there in a bigger way so you can help more people.
Right.
And sales, I've always said this, and I learned this from my boss back in the day. My mentor,
Yeah.
Zig Ziglar, worked for
Oh,
him.
yes.
And he, sales is service. If you serve enough people, you will not only make a difference in people's lives, but they will also, they'll thank you with green
Yes.
paper,
Yes, exactly.
But if
Right.
you go in looking how to serve people, as he says, you can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want.
Mhm.
Sales is service. So, anyway.
100%.
Well, Dina, you are amazing. I'm excited about what you're doing, helping
Thank
people to
you.
get their message out. And for those of you listening, again, go to highendselling.com, book your breakthrough session, learn more about what Dina and her team are doing. And as we wrap up, can you just give us one nugget, something that somebody could do, take is immediately that they could level up their sales game right away?
100%. Number one thing that you can do for your clients, if you are wanting, you meaning a face-to-face one, or you mean like with lead gen?
Any
With
of it,
Okay,
anything
so
that you
with
think.
lead
Yeah.
gen, go to your profile and really take a look at your messaging.
Mm,
Take a look right now and ask yourself, if you were your client, is this what you want to hear? Is this attractive to you? Is this something that makes you go, "Oh my gosh, I have to talk to this company, this
mhm.
person about XYZ," whatever your service is or whatever your need for your services.
Yeah, that is awesome advice. If I were my client, is this what I would want to hear? Awesome
Right.
advice. So
Mhm.
awesome. Thank you again, Dina, so much for being
You're
on the
so
show.
welcome. Thanks so much for having me. It was
You are so
great.
welcome. All right, everyone, that's it for the Power of Authority Spotlight. Be sure to take some of these tips. Again, sales is service. And if we're not out there serving others, we're not doing what we're called to do. So check out this information and be the best that you can be and go out there and serve someone. We'll see you next
Absolutely.
time. Thanks so much for listening to the Power of Authority Spotlight. If you are a successful founder, entrepreneur, business owner, or leader that's getting results and making a difference, and you'd like to be on this program, please visit performancepublishinggroup.com/podcast to apply. That's performancepublishinggroup.com/podcast. Also, if you got something out of this interview, please share this episode. Just do a quick screenshot with your phone and text it to a friend or post it on the socials. If you know someone that would be a great guest, tag them on social media to let them know about the show and include the hashtag #ThePowerOfAuthoritySpotlight. I love seeing your posts and guest suggestions. We are regularly putting out new episodes and content, so make sure you don't miss any episodes by subscribing. Your thumbs up, ratings, and reviews go a long way to help promote the show and mean a lot to me and my team. Want to know more? Go to our websites, performancepublishinggroup.com or michelleprince.com, and follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.